Oh yeah, and don't forget that the impact is clear. And this is what I'm saying about the criminals, which you see by faith, and how much those criminals know everybody else. Those criminals know which drugs are being thrown, those criminals know the rest. So the fact you have disputable evidence about them that you don't depend on even a court, you can just go to the people because they're self-sustaining and convincing. The point is, it speaks for itself. As for that, the intention is for me to indeed leave the thing here, and then he, Gelson, this guy, is going to come up and throw the evidence away. He's going to say that he did that because of something to do with me, even though, again, he literally said those things should be there, mounted. And that's the point. None of this is an accident. This is very much designed for a specific purpose, which is why you see me carrying this. What I'm saying is, if at any point you see me struggling to move those things, you have one responsible, and that's it. There are the potential crimes during the night, like for instance the backpack and how it's torn apart, the criminals in dumpster country who sold me like this. Yeah, all of them have their share. It's not the point. The idea is, in practical terms, it's not just about saying these things. It's about what you can do in practice. In practice, what you can do is, if you've seen those crimes and how they happen, would you believe any chance that the criminals that you guarantee to be involved know which drugs are being thrown, and how they're being thrown, and who's doing it? Again, would you dispute that or not? It means at the end of the day, simple matter for you to see. Now, if you see some official saying that no evidence to be found and nobody's receiving any type of punishment after everything else that you just witnessed with your own eyes, what do you think about that? And you know that they know, right? I think you can do the math. Now, again, maybe they do believe that there will be an official to say those things after everybody else is aware of everything and really pissed. But as I'm saying, it wouldn't be just for hearsay. It would be something more concrete than that. And that's why I said from that video, you should pay attention to. Find whatever concrete thing it is that is assuring the criminals that they will away from the things they're going to hang for. Because again, they're hanging for kind of solving a little bit, right? I mean, it does prove it's not everybody. So why would they so freely be a part of that? They don't look like they have thrilling lives, but I don't think they quite want to end their lives just yet. So, boy, is the question. Why are they so willing to be pawns in this? Or to be doing the things they're very identified for? Because most of those things, as I said, are pretty self-explanatory. Explain to me how you can say that it's reasonable to stay with the whole thing mounted here as a house, essentially. And again, he volunteered that. It's not even like I was asking or insisting or anything. I was doing my thing. And then somehow the next day it's not okay to have the boxes hidden away behind the place and nobody can see. Sound familiar? Either way, but how is that even possible? By the way, if you don't know which bag this is the food bag. I'm quite sure. This bag is the cat food bag. I replaced that one. There's another one there to keep it safe. See if that one's gonna get ragged as well. In other words, this was the one that stayed here. And so why are you using that for years? Because it's gonna be ragged anyway. Might as well just use that instead of using a new one. Also, we're gonna go back to ask for another one today. See if which response is gonna come. One bigger now. And this is the big one because it has to be big because else you cannot close. Now I propose to you, what is the other option? I get down there, buy a new bag, pay another bus ticket just to go back to the mall, one stop, because I cannot carry those things all the distance. Again, each and every single day, someone going for that thing, always in the same places. That's very important because those bags don't rag by themselves. Okay. Also, it's not often in different places. It's always in the same place. And you see how careful I tend to be. So again, pay attention to that too. And the modus operandi, as I said, I will showcase the power connection for the charger. It's just what they do. All the time. Same MO. The invisible man. Again, by the way, the amount of speech coming from this, please. If nothing else, good for me. Can say that I clearly appreciate certain comments on certain things. I'm gonna double back to ensure that. And again, it's not just because of $5. The stop now exactly on the same place. And you say, well, you carry this thing from here all the way down to the bus stop. Over there you walk less than 1 block. Half a block going, half a block coming back to, half a block going, 1 block coming back to the bus stop. But essentially it's 1-1, right? So like 2 blocks. You're gonna walk essentially the same distance now to the bus stop there. So why is it so bad, so different? You're gonna see it. The actual explanation is because they throw a lot of drugs in the bus. Same reason that walking there half a block, that's half, once you're in the bus stop to inside the mall is exhaustive to the extreme to me. And I can carry these things here back and forth with not that much issue. Even at night, if you saw me bringing it back after an entire day being abused. And I can carry for the most part. Sometimes well, sometimes badly. Last time I was well. The other time it was badly. So make sense of that. The other time it was lighter. It was fewer things. This time there was that, there was a box, there was a bunch of other things, and I carried all the way through with few interruptions. It's all about the drugs. Again, as I said, everything is about the narcotics that they throw on me. And they throw those things always public, right? I mean, I'm going to bring it back to the bus stop. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to be inside the mall. I'm inside the bus. By getting that, the entire time in the bus was in public. So, and they all know that, right? That's why they are filming inside the bus as well. All those individuals know what they saw, what they didn't see. Okay? I can guarantee to you, since you know that they know me, if they saw me using any type of drug, they will be knowing, they'll be talking, they'll be filming, they'll be doing all sorts of crimes. Because you see them doing all sorts of crimes when that's going to happen. Right? They establish that themselves. They create to expect their stomach. So, again, plain and simple. No halfways about it. There are different bag sizes. I just realized it now. This is the largest one. That's smaller. That's 85 by 60. This one. This one is 85 by 80. Interesting. You know how much this is smaller than this. So it makes sense if you want to. Yeah. Bag's not strong enough to carry. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I really don't. It rags immediately. If I put it through, it doesn't matter. Not for this one anyway. I put the entire bag. You only hold up. It's pretty heavy. By the way, they release every day. So, no, we really know. Really know. That's right. No, the rain is coming, so we need to stop this curtain. That's what we know. Now, if I can tell you one more. The reason why those bags keep getting ragged is because of the drugs that they throw inside the bus. So apply that to another the bus company crime. Because the simple reality is, without the bus company crimes, without the drugs inside the bus, excuse me, not the bus company crime, without specifically this crime, the drugs inside the bus, I would arrive then conditions to function. Right? That's not just something that's thrown on me in the way out. And they're saying, well, what if the drugs are coming outside of us? It doesn't matter at all. They all know about it. That's one that will definitely know about that. If the guy's driving the thing all the time. If there's someone throwing those things in the air, they're the ones to report that to police and making sure that these places are present and everything else. And if they had not done their crimes so, I don't know if maliciously, I don't know what's coming to mind. If they don't did their crime so explicitly and such intent so clear in front of you, I imagine you had some leeway either way. But because the crimes are done in such a fashion, again, good luck trying to convince someone else that they would just not want to get involved when they clearly want to get involved in this crime, which in itself is very marketable. You can just say that you're not willing to get involved in someone releasing drugs in the bus you're carrying on the elderly, children, everybody else inside, but you'll be willing to get involved in a crime and abusing one person. I'm proud of them. Again, whatever they think is going to stick. I'm just saying to you that, so that's the reality. This is how we're going to have to move those 4 boxes, 4 bags, 3 bags. Don't know how I'm going to do that. And therefore, you can count that it's 4. Because I'm not leaving her here. I would if her mother was here, because her mother looked after her. The baby somewhat cares for her, but right now, what is the baby? I don't know what the baby is. The baby's safe, but he's not here. Also, I'm checking on the baby. Ain't no way that I'm actually now leaving without checking on him. And it's about the time he shows up anyway to get food. So what is that? You got one of those bags. I should have used one of those inside. Another one. Ancient for the cat. Her bog. That is the final one for that. So again, I don't know how I'm gonna carry this. Plus that, plus this, plus her box with her inside, yelling probably. We're gonna do the 2 trips, then try again. I was gonna deal with that. And that was the next problem, big problem to solve by the time they kidnapped her mom. So keep that in mind as well, because I think to know those things. Those are not cop crimes, to let you know at several points. So keep that in mind. Don't know what those criminals are. They're not releasing drugs, but they're probably stalkers. So, attention to that. Remember the entitlement that they have over there on the other side? Yeah, I'm not leaving. We need to find the baby first. Baby! Baby! Just notice my voice. Baby's dead. Baby's fine. Okay, we're good. Never mind. Yeah, as I said, everything's fucked, everything's lighting, everything's falling. So, I'm gonna buy the bag, get everything working, and this time it won't make a difference. I say that now, and it makes sense for now until the drugs and war crimes are so bad that I don't think that's as important to care for a $3 bag while I'm dealing already with a bunch of other war crimes at the same time. So relax on the bag, relaxing on the bag. They go there and do it. They pull out as they do all the time. Okay. Now note that the bag isn't the ones that get ripped off. More often than not, that one, the one for that bag, which is the lightest one. The one is the heaviest, often is the least one damaged, because the one that I keep closer watch over. Only now, when the other ones are already damaged, they're targeting that one. So pay attention to that. The bag that get ripped the most is the one with the smallest weight, largest size, so they think that they're smart, but smallest weight, by far, it's empty bottles, right? And gets just carried to the side. The one phone call from this number here, filmed on the little guy. The one that gets ripped the least is the one with the highest weight, the heaviest, the one that gets put in my back and taken out of my back every time. The one that carries that one I pay more attention to, at least until recently. Now again, it's not hitting that more because the other ones already destroyed. This one is kind of hit and miss, which is by far the heaviest, the second heaviest. It'll be heaviest if it has a lot of food inside, but it varies, which again is why they target this one after, right? Because it's big and it has a bunch of alcohol inside. But you fail to notice that one is always heavy and the one is always coming back and on from the back, which is far easier to rip. So as I said to you, very clearly, that's it, okay? So, everyone to see in the crimes that the criminals doing that, the objective is to cause me not to be removed, and all other things. Although I'm sure they're going to have a very plausible justification for you to do that. Like, for instance, just on hate crime, right? Because that makes it all better. So, again, regardless though, that's good because that's an admission, and we like those. So, if I were to the things going to work, I would say to listen to them closely. Somehow I have to carry this because if I leave this here, it's going to be masked by now. I'm not quite thrown out. To be funny, if he threw out his own, the code that he gave to me, it'd be very easy to ridicule. But my fear is not that they're going to throw out. My fear is that they're going to throw something in. And then at night, as we're trying to sleep, there'll be other things. They feel a bunch of the things that they're throwing on her. So, listen to that too. So, it's 2:12:21. But to get there, probably going to take what normally is 5 minutes. It's going to take about half an hour easily. If that doesn't happen, I don't know how I'm going to carry this in. It's no means they destroyed it completely. Again, this thing is designed to be tensioned to the top. Once that gets ripped off entirely, as you saw there, the bag ripped doesn't even have a stump back. It's virtually impossible to carry. Again, as you saw there. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Ideally, move as forward as possible. Then I come up, pick her up, but she's going to be yapping the entire way. You know what? She doesn't have to be in the box. But I don't know if she's going to follow me. If she's not, she might want to come back, which I would understand. But as you saw where she's sleeping, and saw the baby is sleeping, yeah, that's the problem. I cannot trust that she would be there. That should be there. Again, they ripped her mother from her a couple days before the coldest day of the year. before. Again, I love to that excuses. I do relate to people's excuses on that one as well. Because I can almost guarantee you, obviously I cannot guarantee, but I can almost say that it's something on the lines of they thought that the code was actually before. So that's a real reason. The excuse is going to be something stupid. But the real reason was probably something on those lines of the code came too late. Like they were expecting the code that to be prior. And by then, they already had all the crime set up. And instead of moving it away, they say, oh, what sense does it make? The crime is just kidnapping a cat. Because no, it's not. The crime is kidnapping a cat and broadcasting that to everybody else. As you see that everybody else knows. And that was already scheduled, right? If that doesn't happen, then it's no longer on schedule. Then it's no longer planned. Now, it might be for a variety of reasons. Maybe it's to sell the idea of normalcy. Maybe it is to some type of bullshit in relation to the what? They just had that schedule and they thought that it was good enough to change. They didn't saw the problem with the cat disappearing for no reason at all in a random day. No, it happened after they did a massive list of narcotics. But that's on them. That doesn't make it any better, quite to the contrary, right? Again, it's on that what you will. I don't know how long even that one's going to last. So essentially we don't have a single bag left. All the bags are ripped to the point of being completely useless. At the same time, in a time span of what, 3 days, 5 days? Because up to then, all of them were coming. Baby. No, that face sitting. That's the face of that crime. So what was this? And there. There. We should just face down, nose first into that thing. Try to put her in a place. I don't know if she's gonna stay. Try to stay, baby. Try this. Come on, baby, come. Come, baby, come. Yeah, that's my baby, come. I'm gonna fall down a little bit. I'm gonna get just a little bit. Hey, in. Why not? As long as you stay. So because the code opens up. Hope this one jump. No, I'm gonna get your foot in there. It's just stable. It's so tricky. I want you to stay in the hood. Don't use the hood. No, babe, stay in the hood. Stay in the hood. Oh, dear Lord. Please stay in the hood, baby. It's good as long as you stay in the hood. Don't fall in the back. We can go like this. And God knows we won't have another choice. So. Oh, and I see something else going to make you easily hate them. You see how upset they are whenever they do some crime to me and I just bypass the crime. Particularly if you do that in stride, which doesn't always happen. Some of the times it happens just stumbling. Most of the time it happens stumbling. But sometimes it happens in stride. And I just want to point out to you, baby, you are so precarious now. You don't have any strap there because you cannot, the nail doesn't go into the hole. It's not like it hadn't seen it coming. Baby. Now, I want to point out that the criminal truck is speeding up into intersection. See the stop sign? Yeah, you may be thinking, if you're an American, you may be thinking, what the fuck did just happen? Yeah, Welcome to Brazil. Stop signs are just a decoration feature. I never heard in my life anyone being sanctioned for not stopping at a stop sign. As I said, they're just a feature, decoration feature. They try to stay in. So this is doable. She had to jump one time and see how it feels, because she jumps and she's thinking the same thing that happens when she's jumping normally, and it's not because of momentum, right? She had a practical physics lesson. Come. They're gonna have to go put the things all the way there first, pick her up, put the other things all the way there. That's what I said. This is a half an hour affair easily. There's gonna be another one there. You don't have any clue how I'm gonna do that to buy the bag, because she cannot be on the floor with that. Hopefully she's gonna stay inside the box easy. Hopefully. Oh, also another thing, the thing that he gave to me, theoretically, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I can seal it and leave it here, because then if they mess with it, I will know, and I'll show you immediately. Kind of like the cat toys over there. It's something that speaks for itself, you know. My issue is we're too close to home. She's just gonna walk back because she doesn't want to come. Which is why I keep saying that to the baby. When the baby goes like, no, I want to go with you, they're like, you don't. You really don't. I can guarantee you don't want to come with me. And you can see that from Chip's behavior. Although he does want to explore the world, he's far more adventurous than she is. I don't even know where she is. Like over there, those things are very precarious. You cannot take their eye from that for a second. Where the fuck are you, baby? This is why she cannot be out of the box. That's quite precarious. By the way, the criminals are leaving from the place where they throw the drugs from. Pay attention to that, too. Also, you saw she was sleeping, right? Again, as I said, she cannot be left here. She doesn't know. All that she knew was someone was protecting her, and all of a sudden someone was ripped off from her and never came back. She doesn't know. Chip! We're gonna have to bring the things back. Are you fucking kidding me? Chip! Baby. When I'm poop. Oh, Christ alive. This is not the time. Yeah, I have to stay here. Oh yeah, no, but that's a blasting. That's a huge blasting. Not even in the skies. That's a blasting in the open. She pooping here means that she won't be pooping in the box. Come, Chip, come. If she follows me, that'll be so easy if she does. Fucking crap. Come. Come, baby. She's so crazy. But you can those fucking things. You want to see the stop sign again? I just had to go to the stop sign. Again, as I said, this is nothing compared to the fire hazards you've seen the other days. Again, as I said, the smoke, the fumes, the smell of gas, everything that'll make anyone from a real country just jaw drop. But I do want to point out I don't like the mind of it. Like trains. We're gonna have more trains soon. That's all foreshadowing. But again, nothing makes more explicit than this. Just seeing how they ripped not one, not even two, but from 3 bags. To the point where up to now I had the 15 bags. I think one of them was damaged, but was usable. Right now, every single bag is utilized. Every single one. One of which is not even like at all anywhere. I don't know where it went. And the other ones in this state. So you saw how difficult things were later before, and you thought that I was overreacting to that. I knew the things were gonna get harder, and as you've seen that. So again, take everything that I do in the perspective of someone who's being abused in this crime for almost 4 years, not someone just experiencing that for the first time right now, and then thinking they know what's happening, right? Now, I'm not saying about the criminals. The criminals have watched that for more than 4 years. The criminals actually have known this crime for probably since it started. So I'm not referencing them. I'm referencing probably you. Some of you who might have showed up and think that they know what's happening. Because they've seen a couple times, a couple things, and they think that they understand. No, they don't. No, they don't. If that's what you think. And again, you think that this is over? This is not over. The bus doesn't stop in front of the shop. This is going to be the same thing when you get there, except that right now it's easier for her, it's easier for the thing. Over there it's going to be everything but this. That is not accounting for any other crime that I have tried to think of. I'm already accounting for the drugs in the bus. I know I wasn't. I was thinking about it, but I didn't say it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of drugs in the bus. It's going to be nearly impossible to do this. Too far away. Yeah, she might end up escaping. Up at the end, so this is what we call free-flowing thing. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In shit country, do that a lot. Again, if you ever think a guy like me, I'm not saying I'm politically correct, but I do like to understand the meaning of certain words and context. And when you say something like shit country or shit people, that carries context. And if you think you understand this crime after saying that, and again, not saying that everyone born in Argentina is necessarily shit. I've said that before. Much like dumpster country, right? Is the concept that the idea that the crimes have consequences. And to be fair, it's a bit different. Not expecting you or that to do harm to people for being Argentinians or for being dumpster people at all. But saying that carries more, especially when understand the things that they say, the things that they infer, and everything else. So as I said, it is meaningful. Every time you hear her cry, every time you mean those things. And as I said, all those things that have no solutions for, because atrocities are war crimes. Baby, we're going. War crimes or atrocities or gunshots to cause this. And I said, well, reason going? Well, first off, we need to buy the bag. Secondly, staying here is not going to end this crime. Thirdly, the drugs are always tamer in the morning. They really hammer down them now, around noon, and they really hammer that down in the afternoon. Secondly, they couldn't interfere with the phone, so I'd not be able to do transfers in a more effective way rather than just about anywhere else. Perhaps as much as the mall, but not better than other places. Baby, can I have to come down? You peed already. I know you don't want to, I don't have a choice. Stephanie, I don't enjoy that. I'm just Stay here, baby. Okay? She keeps rubbing her head against this as well, which might mean that she's feeling itchiness or pain in the wound in her head, and that might be as a consequence of the crime. Not quite half an hour yet, but also not quite there yet. Didn't check on the bug. It's nice that we're here already though, because it means you're right on the shorter side of the period in which the bus can pass. So if it passes, we're covered. Even if the truck passes now, it's just seeing it. I don't know why she's not good inside. She was beautifully asleep there, as you saw. She's been several days without having to go for this, so she doesn't want to go for that. We know how stressful it is to her. And again, all of that because I decided it would be funny to snatch her mother from her. And again, as I keep saying, I don't claim to speak for the Lord, but if someone would ask me why I'd say that the weather didn't kind of help out, probably according to the expectations there was this, right? Well, now they don't have even that as an excuse. Just said she was there, and she was no longer. If they're gonna say it has nothing to do with them, you're not gonna believe them. That's what it is. Just know who they are. Notice how Chip was terrified from their house when he saw that, and the child for some reason. I actually don't know the correlation to that. I was not even what I was expecting for this time. She wasn't even afraid of the dog. That much I can testify. I saw. She wasn't that concerned about the dog, even the dog was barking. But she was afraid of the child. And she's not afraid of people, as you see in the mall. She interacts with them normally. I don't catch too much. But also not too little. So. So the noises that the criminal kept making, this is what you see the attitude. So note that this was some type of noise that they think affects me, and there was some type of mockery in relation to that, but mostly this lag of the behavior. Again, keep in mind, it's not like they don't understand how reacting in public to people works, because they have been using this type of thing against me for the past years, right? Except in that case, it's a lie. I didn't force a criminal to say that, I didn't chase that. It chose to do all the things it did. Even though it's not that much, I'm just pointing that here. So, and as for the rest. So as I said, the best way to use this, in my opinion, is once you know everything. Once you know the substances, once you know the accusations about the main things, you don't need to be everything. Just the main thing. Just go back to public. And relay. Simple as that. The female attentional encouragement problem. Nothing is different other than the fact that she's not inside here. Yesterday she was inside, but as you can see they destroyed it. Surprised how it didn't finish dragging it. Well, it kind of did. No, baby, you have to work with me now. So, you need to say how many bags I buy. I don't know. I need 3. You saw the ratio in which it was going, and you're gonna see how things are gonna go. But keep that in mind. Also, I want a bag slightly smaller than this. It's too big. Matter of fact, this bag was no, it's not perfect. It needs to be bigger than this. Because it needs to go in the shoulder.